Welcome back to the Tower Trailer Garage. This is a Bumblebee. Bumblebee is our newest trailer. It's a, well, it has a funny ancestry. It thinks it's a Wacker LTP-4, but if you look at the label inside, it thinks it's a Magnum. So who knows? A little bit of unknown parentage. This is our newest trailer. Came from an auction house in Wisconsin. And I thought, well, you know, how far away can Wisconsin be? But when I finally realized we'd won the auction for almost no money, it was in Milwaukee, so that's about a 6-hour drive, which wasn't much fun. So we ended up putting some new trailer jacks on this one. Of course, we put the new roller jack on the front. This one came without a coupler, so we found a aftermarket coupler, which we installed. Fortunately, that worked, because otherwise this existing coupler was welded on and would have been fairly difficult in the field to remove. So this was kind of a little bit of a gamble, but we studied the photographs carefully and kind of made it happen. Nice 30-foot tower. We discovered it had the electric winch after I already bought it, which is okay, except there's kind of a funny note. In fact, the lettering here said the customer is responsible if you break the cable, and apparently it's pretty straightforward to break the winch cable. In fact, this winch cable looks a little undersized, but is in fact brand new. So the engine in this one is it's an Isuzu, and we've had a couple of Isuzus before. They're perfectly fine. And this was an Isuzu, what is it, 3LB1 PV, again, 4-cylinder. So it's a perfectly good engine, and this is the battery. Yeah, we haven't had any trouble with the Isuzus, and again, 3 cylinders. Now this one came to us and it said, runs, no generator output. And I think the story on that, there's a couple of stories on that. The worst case scenario is if the generator windings are burned out, and that's a bad sign. Usually those cannot be easily replaced. You can sometimes get them rewound. It's Pancake, 6 kilowatt. In this case, we got it home. It did run. The windings were good, so it tends to point to the capacitor. And I swapped capacitors, didn't have much luck. We took it to our generator guy. He swapped capacitors and everything worked out fine. So that was the story on that. This one's got the 220 outlet down here, which we like to run external stuff. And it does have the electric winch. Again, kind of a dangerous thing. So we were not able to get any of the lights to work. And not sure why that is. We've added our little aftermarket power injectors for the Ethernet for the mesh antennas. So again, we've replaced a bunch of the jacks. Some of these were rusty. Did have the running lights, which is good. Now this is the 5-foot wide version. They trail better, they tow better. You don't even know they're back there. They're not tippy, but the bad news is they take up a lot of room in the garage, or an extra foot. So we did leave 2 lights on. We've got our famous towing flag. We put the dual band mesh antenna on here with a little bracket behind it to hold the switch. And then I drilled a hole in the top here for the sturdy pipe mount, and put a piece of galvanized pipe. And this runs down the core of the mast. We added an aluminum bracket for the pan tilt zoom camera and the primary mesh antenna. And then we added another bracket here for the 2-meter 440 antenna, and then a pulley for the dipoles, again on just a piece of wire. And again, we put the lights on there. The lights are not working. Got to figure out. I like to keep 2 lights on these. You never know when you might need 200,000 candle power in the middle of the night. So underneath here, we've got there's the muffler. We've got a little bag of miscellaneous radios and parts, and a pretty good sized fuel tank. And this is the electric hoist. Again, we're a little scared of these. One of the electric hoists that we found on one of the trailers required 200 volts DC. We weren't sure where we're going to get that from. A lot of times these assume that the engine is running. In this case, it's a 12-volt hoist, so that was a little bit better. So anyways, it's a nice little trailer. We like it. Runs fine. We can fire it up here. we put our patented reflective decal on there, and we've had it out to a couple of events. And again, the price was right. This one is 45 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds on the glow plugs. Again, longer than that, you can burn them out. It starts right up. And again, these are great. The one disadvantage, they're about a foot wider than the narrower ones, but that, if you have room in your garage or leave them outside, it's really some extra footprint to keep the antennas stable. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep you posted on the newer ones.